keep
kind of
going,
going through the script?
Ben. We're live, so just keep
Okay,
flowing.
okay, cool. So I'm walking her through the stuff, right?
Hmm.
And then she's like, "So how much is it?" And I told her, for me to come out to you today is going to be 97, and if it sounds like you need you need the witnesses.
Hmm.
So if you need two, that'll be another 97.
Hmm.
And she said she was like, I could hear the recoil in her voice, man. She was like, "Oh," and then she's like, "So how much is it?" And so I was like, well, if you have witnesses, I mean, that we could take that off. And she's like, "Well, I do have one witness." And I said, "Okay, so it would be the 97 plus 57."
Hmm.
And she was like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, this you do need us to come out to you, right? And go to the hospital and everything and get this done, right? Yeah, yeah, okay. So I sent her the link, and I noticed she never did anything with the link, right?
Hmm.
And so I don't know if everybody does this, but when I send something out, if I don't get a response, I follow back up with the customer.
Hmm.
So first I send her a text, "Hey,
Okay.
so and so, it's me. We spoke earlier. If there's any concerns or questions that you have, feel free to share it. We can address it now." And still just crickets, right? So I'm like, okay, she must have found somebody else. So I called her back about an hour later to give it time for her to kind of, simmer down, right? And she
Hmm.
picked up, she spoke to me. She was like, "Hey, I got the link, but I didn't know how to use it. So I just went directly to the website, but the price was even more on the website than what you told me. So it seemed like they were trying to do a bait and switch." And I said, "What?" And so I said, "Hey," I said, "Okay, this is, I'm not sure what happened or why you couldn't access the link, but at this point, it's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you get through this. I know it's a trying situation. If I understood you correctly from our phone call, you got a loved one that's in the hospital and she's got
Yeah.
cancer. You need to get this done ASAP." Now, because of how late it is in the day, today is out of the question. I'll just be honest with you. We're not going to be able to get out to you today, but we could definitely do it tomorrow.
Hmm.
And by the way, because we're coming out tomorrow instead of today, it'll be a little bit less. And there's also a coupon. I didn't mention that to you earlier because
Mm.
I didn't know, your tonality sounded like you were still shopping around.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so
I see you, Ben. I see how
yeah,
you're navigating the phone call there.
yeah, yeah. So she was like, "Oh, that would be so helpful." She was like, "I didn't know, and so that also told me one more thing. When
Okay.
it comes to like this automated way of doing it, some customers ain't with it, man. Sometimes you got to hold their hand a little bit and
Yeah,
walk them through the
absolutely.
process. You got a lot of seniors out here, and they're not used to that stuff.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: you sent her a Calendly link or something?
Actually, I did not send her a Calendly link. I sent her a form link. And the reason I sent her a form link is because she told me that her loved one was possibly getting transferred today from
Okay.
the hospital to a rehab center, and she said she wouldn't know for a couple of hours. So
But
when it's like,
your form link had a payment gateway attached to it, though, right?
absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So let me ask you: this is a great scenario. When you at what point did you reach back out to that person? Like, how much time had went by? What kind of window?
Before, I think I gave her about an hour, maybe an hour and a half before I texted her, and then I
Yeah.
waited about another hour and a half before I called.
Okay. So let me ask you this:
Uh huh.
that 1 hour,
Uh
do you
huh.
think you gave her too much time?
I might have.
Yeah.
I might have, but the reason that I wanted to wait is because I wanted to show her that I wasn't desperate. You know what I'm saying? That
Sure.
it's not a desperation play.
Hmm.
So when I got her on the phone, she pretty much let me drive, man. So I just drove, and we got her set up for tomorrow.
Fantastic. The follow up is crucial, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crucial thing. Like, so every time I get off the phone, I don't care if the person told me you're too expensive. There is no way I'm going with you. Kick rocks. I always send a heat seeking missile on their ass, bro. Like, you're not going to take up my time and I don't fire at you somehow, some way. So
Right.
immediately I will send them a text that says, uh, thank you for calling U.S. Notary Agency. If you would like to book this appointment, you can hit this link. You'd be surprised how many people that have told me no and then eventually book that appointment. So one thing I would say in your process when you're sending them to your form, have maybe a 3 to 5 step walkthrough typed up on there,
Hmm.
right? Step
Mm-hmm.
one, fill out the information. Step two, process your payment. Step three, if this is an emergency, be sure to give us a call at this number, or, if for some reason, give us a call. I would put 3 steps, 3 to 5 steps that will guide them through it. Because a
I
lot
like
of
that.
them, like you said,
Yeah.
aren't familiar with that work, so they don't know what to do. They're like,
Right.
but
Right.
but you closed the deal though. What was the deal for?
It was just for a single power of attorney, and the witness.
What's the price tag on that? I gotta jump in the numbers, baby.
Let's see. Um, it was it was 147.
Sweet. Yep. For like
Yep,
10,
147.
15 minutes of work, bro.
Absolutely.
This is why lawyers don't like us too much, man.
Yep.
This is why. Now, when we was on IG Live, you had talked about soft sales and hardcore sales.
Right.
Explain a little bit on how you said the notary side of things is considered soft sales, and I agree with you on that. It's definitely soft sales because, like, it's not an astronomical or crazy price range. You
Right.
can
Right.
There's a good price margin on there, like profit margin, but it's not like you're asking for 3,000, 5,000, $10,000.
Exactly. Exactly. I think the big jump is
Mm-hmm.
just getting them to understand that the $10 or free stuff that they were thinking about with the office notary is null and void here. Um, and by it being a soft sell, that just to me what that means is I'm not I'm not twisting nobody's arms. Um, I'm basically the soft sell is just guiding them through the process. It's almost like just holding their hand
Mm-hmm.
as you walk backwards through the funnel with them, and you do that by asking questions. I mean, in other words, like if I'm working with someone on solar, there's a lot of points in the process where you almost have to you're doing the same thing. You're guiding them through the process, but you all at certain points you almost got to push them a little bit too,
Yeah,
because if you don't, I mean, they just ain't going. People aren't going to take action. You know what I'm saying? So the key in either situation is knowing that what you're doing for them is in their best interest, and if it's not in their best interest, you know, um, let them know, hey man, this doesn't seem like this is for you, and just being upfront with them, and they'll respect you on that. Now with notary, most of the time it is. I had
mm-hmm.
one yesterday though that called me where actually I had two of them. I had one that was an apostille.
Mm-hmm.
He called me and he was um, he was here in Florida, but the property was in Puerto Rico. So it was an apostille where they needed it to get it notarized, but they also needed to take that notary block and send it to the Secretary of State for
Okay.
apostille, right? The only problem is that he said that he wasn't 100% certain that that was all that was needed in order for him to get in on this real estate transaction out there. So he has to call and speak to the mortgage company out there in Puerto Rico and get
Mhm.
back to. So that in that situation right there, I was like, hey, we could probably put you on the books for right now, but in all honesty, it sounds like there's some steps that you should take care of first. So why don't you call them back, confirm exactly what's needed, and that way I can give you a firm, a more definitive quote, and we can get this taken care of for you. The other
Yeah.
situation was somebody that called from out of the country. This is my second call like this. They
Okay.
called from, I don't know where it's somewhere in the islands, and they were wanting to get something notarized. So to me, that sounded like a remote online notary type situation.
Mhm.
So in those situations, so basically, not everybody that calls is even going to be in a position to where they can move forward with you, even if they wanted to. And the soft approach just acknowledges that, keep them, one of the things that I want to start doing, from especially from what we talked about with Donnie yesterday, is keeping them in the funnel, having some sequences and stuff that I send out to them to keep them warmed up, so when they finally do get to the point where they're ready to bounce, ready to make a move,
Yeah.
boom, they know that's me. I mean, ain't nobody else in the picture.
Yeah, indeed. That's going to be a whole different game over there with the whole Donnie thing. I wanted to bring him back on the show because if a notary is looking to level up their business, their services, that's the route, right?
Absolutely.
Um, like you just said, keeping them in the funnel. Many notaries have heard the word funnel before, but they're not very familiar with it.
Yep.
Um, and then even if they're familiar with it, they don't understand the main ingredient
Right.
of what makes a funnel effective. And then sales copy is that thing, man. It is that
Hmm.
scalable sauce. It's that prego, right? So
Absolutely.
I hope you got that book, man. That book.
I did.
Yeah. Did you get uh did you get the download?
Yeah, I haven't had a
Oh
chance to
yeah.
open it up yet, but I did see it. He sent it. I think last night. I got it.
Yeah, bro. That just the download thing by itself is gonna help out tremendously. I recommended Kenyani actually do that for her financial services business.
Right.
Because there's a huge pain point there. So,
Right.
like, let me ask you this, Ben. So,
Uh
the
huh.
time that you've been a notary entrepreneur, business owner, right?
Hmm.
What have you noticed about the notary business in a nutshell? Like, if you were to give us a summary of like a newbie coming into the notary business, what can you tell them to expect, and what skills they either need to learn or sharpen?
Man, that's a really good question. I would say, really, you know, it seems like the focus, if you go into like the notary space itself, where you got I'm not gonna name any names, but you got the loan signing gurus and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, and you have folks that kind of operate in that arena. It seems like the focus is all about training on signing techniques and on documents and things along that line. Like yesterday, I had a signing. It was this was a full trust,
Mhm.
and I had to bring two witnesses with me, and they're of course notaries, right?
Mhm.
And during the kind of downtime as we were winding things up and leaving, I kind of overheard a little conversation that they were having with each other.
Okay. Who,
And
the
they were talking
notaries or
about
the clients?
the two notaries,
Okay.
they were talking about a course. I want to say it was the main one that we talk about in here, the LSA course,
Okay.
and how they thought it could be a game changing type situation, to get it. But they weren't, one of them wasn't 100% sure if she should pull the trigger on it. And it just brought to mind that, like, no, in general, notaries focus more on the mechanics of notarization as opposed to the business side of it and getting business.
Mhm.
I think if more people focus on how to get business and how to get their phones ringing,
Yeah.
I think people would be a lot less dependent on loan signings. And the thing about the loan signings is that the thing about those is that it's tied to the interest rates, right? And everybody can see what's going on with the interest rates. I mean, it's affecting
Mhm.
us in solar. It's affecting everything, man.
Yeah.
So right now, if your train is hitched to that loan signing niche, you're in trouble, man. You're
Yeah.
in trouble. And I feel like that's the angle that, like, even today, I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, hey, man, you should get your notary license, man. You should get your commission. You can make money. And he started asking me about loan signings, man.
Yeah.
So that everybody's hyping that up.
Yeah. The marketing is, I'll say the marketing is on point, man. With
Hmm.
the loan signings, there's only a handful that has cornered the market. Shout out to them for doing that, for dominating it. Like,
Right. Yeah.
that's
Yeah. They doing their job.
yeah, you're doing your job, right? They're using sales copy. They're
Right.
using landing pages and sales funnels and stuff like that.
Right.
They are effective
Right.
at what they do. But
Right.
I will hope that they have a pivot,
Right.
because again, it is predicated on the industry interest rates. Um,
Right.
and if another 2008 happens, or man, dude, like I'd hate to see anybody in a situation like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Exactly.
you were making five figures a month,
Hmm.
10,000, and then it goes to zero.
Right.
That's a that's nothing to play around with.
Right. Definitely not. One more thing
Yeah.
to kind of tack on to that question you asked about what I've noticed.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I was a notary in Georgia, right?
Hmm.
And I'm a notary here now. I would say up in Georgia, man, I was a lot less hands on than I am now. And I
Okay.
generally didn't have too many like phone conversations with people back then. I was really relying on the muscle of the automations and the landing pages and Calendly and all that stuff. I kind of have flipped it around here because I'm in the process of just rebranding and refreshing my pricing and kind of just doing a whole refresh. But
Hmm.
during the course of me doing it, it's showed me that this is a business, man, that rewards like being there. It rewards presence, like answering the phone, bro. Look, I mean, how simple is that? Just something as simple as picking up the phone
Yeah.
can make you a couple $100, like you said, in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I spoke to a guy yesterday, or we actually helped. We did so. I had three signings yesterday, right? One of
Hmm.
them was a power of attorney. One of them was the trust document, and one of them was a pension in the power of attorney. The pension in the power of attorney was real interesting, man, because when we got there, it was it was a mobile home, man. This mobile home looked like it was about to fall down, man. It was in pretty bad shape. And when we stepped into the home, the guy was in there, and his wife was you know laid out in the she was bedridden basically.
Hmm.
And he was like, "Hey, I'm sorry for the mess." Um, but he was like, I would have gone to a notary myself or just gone to the bank or something. But I mean, you see, my wife's over there. If she can't, we can't get her out of the bed. I know if I would have been able to do that, it probably would have been a few bucks, 10, $15. I mean, and for him, it was like I think I charged him 177. But
Hmm.
he was like, I'll be honest with you though, man, you guys made it real easy and I really appreciate it. And like when I first stepped in, I was almost mentally like head faking myself, like, man, maybe I overcharged this cat. you know.
Okay,
And,
before you walked in, you saying?
before I walked in, I was like, dang, look
Yeah,
at this. And he was like thanking me, dude. He was like thanking us that we came out. We were there with his wife. She had some issues, some mobility issues as far as even signing, because of whatever the health conditions were. And we patiently just were with them and kind of walking them through the process. And he was like, man, you guys made this easy for me. And
yeah.
that's really what this business is about, is making the stuff easy for them.
Now, let me ask you this: have you done loan signings?
No, I've done two in my entire life, dude. I've done
Okay, in
two.
those two that you did, uh, did they thank you like that?
No, matter of fact, I left both of them feeling like, oh man, I might have messed some stuff up. Nobody even says anything to you. Like, then on top of that, you're
It's a
waiting
different world,
a couple
isn't
of
it?
weeks. Yeah, you're waiting, a couple of days to a few weeks to get paid. It's just the vibe is way different. And in
Yeah,
Georgia, I did them loan signings in Georgia where you have to have an attorney present also to
right.
do a loan signing. Um, if you're working directly with the title company or directly with the bank, they can send an officer in lieu of the attorney. So one of them I had an attorney there. No, actually I did three. One of them I had an attorney there. One of them I had a bank officer there, and one of them I had the lender there. And all three of them, man, as I was getting this stuff done, I was sweating bullets, man. I was like, oh God, did I just mess up? I mean, it's just complete, it's just there's no emotion, bro. I mean, no
Yeah,
gratitude. It's just, you need to do this, you need to do that, and if you have questions, they almost make you feel bad to ask a question. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
No tips. I get tips all the time.
and I'm glad you said that, bro, because this is what I try to expose the new audience of notaries, the new up and coming notaries, and even the existing notaries about like there's a whole nother world in the specialty notary work,
Oh, of course.
which is very, very gratifying and is very lucrative. It's one thing that like people are thanking you for taking their money, but it's another thing for it to be profitable for you as well. And the amount, the service that you provided for that person, that convenience, and his wife was bedridden, and
Hmm.
they're just thanking you, and it's like, oh my God, I didn't even know this existed. Like a notary will come out to your house and legalize your documents and stuff.
Yes,
Like,
yes. That's
oh,
true, man. That's
dude,
true. In
you're
fact,
a part of their family now. Like whenever they
absolutely.
need a notary, they're contacting you.
Exactly. Exactly. And in fact, I'm glad you mentioned that. He was like, I didn't even know there was, notaries that would come out to you.
Hmm
His daughter was actually one of the witnesses. So he was like, my daughter here, she's the one who told me, Dad, why don't you just have a notary come to us? And he
Yeah,
was like, I could do that. So
yeah,
I want to ask you a question. If you
yeah.
encounter that type of conversation on the phone, right?
hmm
How would you respond? How would you recommend somebody responding to that? Like, this is my first time even using a mobile notary, or I never even knew this was a thing. How would you address that to where it basically takes them by the hand
Yeah.
and puts them in the right frame of mind?
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, no problem. Don't worry, I'll walk you through the whole entire process. And then I would go from step to step. I already have it lined out, right? So it'd be like, so the first thing we're gonna do, first of all, tell me about the situation. That is like one of my number one questions right there, because I need to understand how severe or critical this situation is, right?
Right,
And by
right.
me gathering massive intelligence allows me to service the client extremely well, like at first class level, but
Hmm.
it also allows me to price my services accordingly.
Right.
So I'll say, don't worry, Ben. I'll take care of you from beginning to end. first tell me a little bit about your situation. Now they tell me about their situation. Now I'm going to agitate the situation a little bit, and then
Right.
I'm going to start offering different solutions. Oh, so you're
Right.
getting power of attorney. Well, in the state of so and so, it's required that you have a third party witness. So now I know more. I'm explaining to them that I know more about this document than they do.
Right.
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 Um, I'm building value in my services with that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a third party witness, or would you like us to provide one for you? So I give them the option, right?
Mm-hmm.
It never comes across thirsty. It
Right.
comes across like I'm hungry, but I ain't thirsty. So you
Right.
can go ahead and provide your own third party witness if you can. If not, we have a solution right here for you. I'm just letting you
Right.
know.
Right.
Um, and then once I get down all the way down to the price, then I'll say, okay, this is the next step. When people never dealt with a notary or mobile notary before, you want to spell it out for them. And it might require that you're on the phone with them for an extra 5 minutes, but so what?
Right.
You helped the client and you made the sale. It's a win-win situation. The only time
Absolutely.
it's a terrible situation is if you're on the phone with a client for a long time and you didn't close the damn sale.
Right. Right.
Close the deal.
Yep.
So I'll tell them, all right, the next process is we're going to send you a link. You'll be able to select a date and time that works best for you and your family member. On the tail end of that, there is a payment gateway. Once you process your payment, we'll receive that on our end. Then you'll receive a confirmation page. If
Mm-hmm.
for some reason you need it expedited or you're having trouble, just give me a call back. My name is Mark. So
Right.
I cut it down to a two-step process from that point. Select a date and time, make a
Mm-hmm.
payment. Nothing
Right.
moves until the payment,
Right.
right? I can't put things in motion until you make your payment.
Right.
So they have to really understand that part. Like you can't
Mm-hmm.
just go up in Target, grab some ketchup and walk right out. Like they're gonna stop you.
Right.
They're
Right.
gonna trip you up at the door.
Oh yeah.
Alarms are gonna go off. So if you and it's like you said, it is a soft sell. So taking the consultative approach towards it helps out a lot.
Yeah.
So that's how I would handle it.
Okay.
I wanted to
Cool,
ask
man.
you
I
too,
appreciate that.
in that
Yeah.
situation that you had with the two notaries acting as a witness, were you the primary notary then?
Yeah. Yeah. I was a notary. Yeah.
Okay. They had it was a situation where it was going to be the notary and the witness, or
Uh
and the
huh.
witness, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the person that booked the appointment was going to act as the witness and then pay the lion's share to the notary. I was like, no, 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 don't do that. I was like,
Uh-huh.
it's a role reversal now. You're the
Right.
primary notary and they become the third party witness. So
Right.
if you were going to pay them $100 to notarize a document and then you're going to pay yourself whatever is left over, like
Right.
why do that?
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Exactly.
let me ask you this in the notary side of things, because you're an
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur and a business owner in that, what has it taught you about business?
Um, I would say it's taught me that just starting something and just taking action is a lot more weighty and probably has a bigger impact on how you perform than over analyzing and over
Mm,
planning stuff. Like, truth be told, man, I got my Florida commission. I'm almost embarrassed to say this, man. I want to say I got it in October or November of last year.
Okay.
And man, I ran away from doing notary work, man. I didn't
I
even
remember there was a
consider.
time you was gonna skip town on the notaries.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't even try to get a Google profile, man, until like February or March. And when I started running into all them headaches with the videos, I was like, man, forget it. And my wife had asked me like, what did I want to do with all the notary stuff that was in the garage? Like, did I want to keep it or throw it away because I wasn't using it?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, shoot, I guess I need to try to get back to it. So I finally, after 4 or 5 tries, I got the Google profile thing to go through, right? And then the calls never came. And of course, I have a marketing background, but at the time, I was just feeling like, man, it's I'm doing really good in solar right now. Why not just focus on that, and just put all my eggs in that basket and reap the rewards. And at the time, things were going pretty good.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, stuff changed, and out the blue, I started getting notary. Like, I started having people that didn't even call, man. They just started filling out the form and paying. And I would look on my calendar and be like, so and so, you meeting with so and so at 1 o'clock. I'm like, oh shit, what's going?
Yeah.
And so then I was like, okay, I guess God is telling me, man, you need to, you got to put your eyes back on the ball, man. Get back in the game. So I still drag my feet, man, and I would say I didn't make a conscious, intentional decision that I'm going to take the notary thing seriously until about a month, maybe a month and a half ago, is when I said, you know
Really?
what, it's time for me to really get back into it. Yeah, I'm not even joking, man. Because the calls would periodically come in, or not the calls, but the forms
Hmm.
would periodically come in, and it's like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know anything else like this, man. I mean, people are, they don't even talk to you, man. They just go on to it. They pick the time, and here's what's even crazier is in both instances, when that happened, they were law firms that did it, and I was like, man, that's kind of validating, man. One of them was like, I think a $300 package, man, like trust. Like I did, I think I notarized like five critical documents in the trust,
Hmm.
and it was like 347. And when I seen that, I was like,
Yeah.
"You were sleeping, bro. You were sleeping." And so that was the catalyst right there that made me say, "Okay, it's time to get back into the grind, man."
Love it,
So
man.
since I made that decision,
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that I've done really, to be honest with you, is just turn on an ad campaign,
Yeah.
and and just in doing that, man, just kind of taking the lessons that Tech has, and you have shared, as far as like call ads. That, I mean, man, that's been major, man. It doesn't. I mean, anybody can do it. You know,
Yeah,
it's just
man.
all about taking the action.
Sometimes all it takes is for you to see success once,
Yep.
and you become a pit bull, and you lock jaw on that success, and you're like, all right, that's it. It's going down. Are you at
Yep.
work right now?
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, am I infringing on your
Oh
time?
no, no, we're good, man.
Okay, okay.
We're good. We're good. I kind of got a little flexibility, but
No, but that's fantastic, bro. And okay, let me ask you this because we are in the holiday season. Have you noticed a surge?
yes, I have. I have. I think that unlike a lot of other types of businesses, I think this business picks up around the holiday time. And
100%, bro.
yep. And the reason that I believe that happens is because this is a time where people think about family.
Yeah,
They think that's all they're thinking about right now, and that's what notary is about.
yeah. I'm for the last couple of years I've been making videos and telling people about the holiday surge that happens in this notary business is crazy.
Right.
And what one of the things that I noticed, was that a lot of notaries was doing business as usual and not capitalizing on this holiday surge. I was like, do you understand? Like, airports get backed up because of this. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
they like there's no dry seats in the air, in the airplane because people are making these moves and going to see family members. And they might not have seen Nana for the whole year, but once they get down there, they're like, since I'm down here, let's take care of this trust package. Bro,
Exactly.
I have a power of attorney party coming up in the next hour and a half.
Whoa.
Like damn near 6 to 7 power of attorneys are going to get executed
Wow.
because one, unfortunately, people choose to check out. Older people choose to check out around the holidays. I don't know what it is about the holidays, but they check out.
Hmm.
They make their
Hmm.
transition onto the other side.
Hmm.
So they start to really speed up the process of getting paperwork done.
Right.
What I'm noticing in the economy right now is that younger people are getting power of attorneys done.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about in their 40s and 50s, where there is no illness, there is no being bedridden or anything like that.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
The age group is getting younger
Right.
to get power of attorneys done, which is
Right.
fantastic because not only are we able to tap into the baby boomer generation, but now the millennials are like, you know what? Let's get this done because I don't know.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I think that's definitely true. I've definitely noticed that. And speaking of the funnel,
mhm.
that's kind of one of the ways that we as notaries can attack that funnel is once you lock in on who you're dealing with, like as far as your avatar, that'll give you an idea of what's coming next. Like, what are some of the things that are about, like what Donnie was saying yesterday. He was talking about, when you deal with an avatar, you want to get to know everything about them. You want to know, like, what is their pain point, what is their fears, where are they trying to transition to, where do they want to be tomorrow, what are their dreams, and basically once you know their journey, you can kind of predict, okay, right now this person has came to me for a power of attorney, but tomorrow he's going to probably need a ladybird deed, or he's going to probably need a full trust package, you know.
Yeah. So increasing that lifetime value of that customer, like it's so much more than just the face value.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you turned on your ads and it may cost you, let's just say it cost you $10 to get the acquire that customer, but
Right.
and then you charge $150 for the power of attorney. So most people will be like, okay, well, that's it. But really, that's not it
Exactly.
because it continues on. That same
Right.
client will get the ladybird, which will be like another, $150, and then go from ladybird to a trust package, which could be another $300. So now
Right.
you have, $600, $700 from a $10 ad.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And that's when you become the bank, pretty much. I mean, you take, like you were saying, you take that list and monetize your list, so you're not dependent on Google or Facebook or any of them.
Yeah. So I wanted to, because we're at the mid hour right now. So Ben, I want you to leave an offer, tell the offer, like maybe people can contact you if they are, because I recommend this, right? I have
Hmm.
you on this platform and I'm grateful that you made time to be on this platform, right?
Hmm.
I want people to look at it this way. When I bring somebody on like Ben Brown on here,
Hmm.
ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of this because you can expand your notary services by working with Ben. So if I'm in Chicago and you're on here and you say, yeah, if you have any notarizations you need done uh, in the state of Florida, give me a call. Well, guess what? That makes you more marketable to the law firm and title and escrow company or client that you're doing business with, because
Right.
it's showing that you have a much bigger reach. So Ben, leave them with some info, bro. Offer
Okay.
anything, however they can
Okay.
get in contact with you to expand their
Okay.
notary agency, whatever you want to leave,
Uh,
bro.
Absolutely. So it's timely and prescient that you brought this up because I'm in the process of you know kind of tweaking my personal brand and
Mm-hmm.
helping folks with these types of challenges that we've been talking about. So for right now, the best way to get in contact with me is through Instagram. It's Ben Connects. Ben Connects on Instagram, and that's the best way to reach me.
Let's
And
spell it. Let's spell it out, bro.
okay, it's my first name Ben Ben and Connects Connects. And shortly thereafter, there's going to be more. But for right now, what I'll say is just get in touch with me through Ben Connects, and we can definitely guide you through the process of grabbing hold of your marketing so that you're able to generate some leads and rely less on signing companies and more on just this insane demand that's already out there.
Insane. I say that the people that need notaries are biting like piranhas, bro.
Oh, for sure.
Drop a piece of meat in there, and they're like,
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing. I think I mentioned yesterday. I have a heavy. I got a heavy SEO background also, right?
mm-hmm.
Just imagine like this week I've booked over 1,000 in notary signings, right?
Lovely.
That's no SEO, no email list. So just imagine when that right there, when I get that situated and turned on, I mean, the sky is the limit. I mean, it could be triple that easily. You
Yeah,
know?
you're writing your own check.
Yep.
You're writing your own check. So I'll leave my offer for you guys. If you guys have not picked up the Notary Special Ops Workbook, this is going to help you with getting the conversions that you're looking to get. Uh, this is what we do, man. We convert leads, man. If it ain't about the money, I don't know what you're talking about, fam. You can go to the link in the description below. Right now, we have a pre-Black Friday sale. You're going to get bonuses. You're going to learn the call script. You're going to be a master at closing deals anytime somebody calls you. Matter of fact, it ain't even about closing the deal, is how much you close the deal for. That's what it comes down to. You might close it for 150. You'd be like, you know what? Today I feel like closing deals for $250. We teach you how to do that. You're going to have bonus videos on there, um, sales scripts, call scripts, whatever you need. Plus, there's going to be a control chaos video, which is about a 3 hour long video, which goes into a lot of different techniques. Ladies and gentlemen, it's only $37. One of the best investments you could give to yourself this holiday season. Um, that's it, man. I really ain't got to sell this thing too much because it sells itself. A lot of people have already purchased this. We rolled it out this October, and we already sold almost 100 copies of these already. So check the link in the description below. And Ben Brown, I want to thank you again for joining us for the weekly notary sales training. We got to have you back on here, brother, because you have great insight on stuff, man. You have any last words, brother?
No, I would just say, I really appreciate everything and really looking forward to continuing to build this thing out together.
Hey, Ben, by the way, this was my way of dragging your ass on the show, too, by the way. I
Much
told you I was
appreciated,
gonna
brother.
get you on the show one way or another, brother.
Yeah, you sure did. You said
Got
that.
him.